These paintings are so bland.
They're very, like, 90s white family.
They're very hotel room. Oh, what's this?
Booted Out, Girl Scout, last show ever.
$3.
Lonnie had her going away show with her band tonight. She's so incredible on stage. And she was singing, I could practically forget everything. That we only had 48 hours left. That I don't know what comes next. That I can't live without her. Then she dedicated the last song to me. And I couldn't take it. I was out on the curb in the alley, sobbing till my ribs hurt. I would follow her anywhere, Katie. But I can't. Where she's going. After a long time, she found me. She said she was sorry. She said, I wish things could be different. I just wanted to make you happy. I said, I don't think you can anymore.
Dude.
I'm sorry, I zoned out for, like, the very last part because I, like, had a very hard memory trip. What did they say at the very last part?
She said, I'm sorry, I just want to make you happy. And she said, I can't. Lonnie said, I'm sorry, I just want to make you happy. And Sam said, I don't think you can anymore.
Because she's leaving.
So you just had, like, you just went into memory lane and you just couldn't get out.
I was like, ah!
Teenage memories.
Is that a closet or a door? Oh, there we go. This is so, like, old-timey, wimey with a greenhouse attached. Dear Kaz, I can't tell you what a joy it is to see John Russell back in print. Thank you very much for sending along copies of the new editions. The cover art is really something. I know you've said that Unknown Dimension isn't in the business of printing new material, but this revived interest in my work has brought on a wave of inspiration, resulting in a manuscript that completes John Russell's journey, which I think you may find intriguing. It is reflective and introspective, without forgetting the excitement and weirdness that Unknown Dimension readers expect. I know this might be an exciting new direction for Unknown Dimension to pursue. At the very least, I am grateful that John Russell's adventures didn't come to an end quite when I thought they had. My thanks and regards. Terrence. The Accidental Human. Oh, so the other one, the manuscript that he, like, got rid of, was the one that he had probably written
and thrown away
because it never got published, and then...
No, that probably was his first draft, and then that's his final draft.
Yeah.
Couples counseling retreat. Oh, that's where they are, probably. Yep.
For their anniversary camping.
Well, it's better than, nothing.
Definitely.
That sounds like a very familiar plot line. I don't remember what it is.
Cover copy. It's been almost 20 years since John Russell heard the call. Twice he saved a president's life. He's practically forgotten the days of the future of danger and excitement. The days where he mattered. So when that familiar rip in time opens in front of him and his handlers peer out, he doesn't hesitate. Is the president in danger? No. The life you saved this time will be your own.
Cool, dude. Still suck. Hey.
There we go.
Where we'll do it. Midnight, June 5th. Final preparations are complete. Secret door under the stairs. Do what?
We agreed our last night together would be our happiest ever. And we'd forget tomorrow was going to come at all. It worked for a while. We had a good time seeing Oscar off. Then ran up to the attic to look through our photos. To find one for Lonnie to take with her. And looking at them, realized they were all in the past. And there wouldn't be any more. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And I cried. And she held me. She said she knew it was hard, but life would move on. I said I didn't want my life to keep moving without her. That's when she cried too. I was so exhausted. I must have fallen asleep like that, in her arms. In the morning, I woke up, and I was finally alone.
What does it mean to say we saw Oscar off?
I'm not sure exactly.
Spooky ghosts also lesbians? Both?
Oh. They did like a little seance thing.
I'm guessing that Oscar is a chill guy. Oh, what's this?
There we go.
The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait.
Did she kill herself?
I don't know. That's what I'm like really... I'm gonna be so sad. Nice. Hold on, grab the candle. Just
in case.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to mess with like.
Well, I'm not saying you have to mess with it. I just wanted to know if it would explain like what that was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or anything. I think they were just doing teenager things. Hopefully, Oscar the ghost came back and killed her.
Don't.
You're gonna get scared.
Stop.
Just kidding. You thought this was the story of teenage lesbians when really it was a ghost story all along.
But you were wrong. Mari's
That'll be a great twist.
Oh, I hate
It'll be
for
like
it.
do do do, and then I was gonna leave with her until Oscar came, and he was like, "No, granddaughter, grandniece of mine will be a lesbian whore."
And then they do the seance to like say whatever, and she gets possessed by him, and she comes flying out of that attic and kills us. That's how it ends. I'm just saying, if that happens, I predicted it.
He's like, "No, grandniece of mine will be what's like an old version word for a lesbian?
I don't even know.
Spinster cat. Yeah, I don't know.
Spinster cat woman. A sapphic lover.
Sapphic lover. What does that mean?
Sapphic means
Sapphic?
lesbian.
I didn't know that Sapphic. Stacy just did that face she does when she's like, "That is so stupid that you didn't know that." She doesn't. She'll look at you and then slowly close her eyes as she says it. Like, "I can't even look at you. You're so stupid." She looked at me. She was like, "It means lesbian." As she just said lesbian, she closed her eyes at me like, "You fucking idiot." You plebeian swine. Never come back.
I can't believe you're even speaking to me right now.
How dare you not know every single academic word for lesbian? Oh, man.
Sam, I'll always remember what we had.
I love you.
Stay strong, kick ass. I love you, Lonnie.
Oh my god. Katie. I fell asleep in the attic, in Lonnie and my old spot, and I missed the first 2 calls. I just barely caught the third one before the machine got it. And it was Lonnie, on a payphone. she'd been on the bus to basic, and she said she couldn't think of anything but me and us, and that she couldn't go through with it, with the army and being a part and all of it. And so she got off the bus in Salem. She said, "Sam, I want you to pack up everything you can and get in your car and come find me. And let's just drive until we find somewhere for us." And she asked me if I could do that. And I said yes. Yes.
Don't cry.
Don't start, because if you do...
Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person, that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did. And that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me, and you'll just know that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again someday. Love, Sam.
I just want to put on a velvet dress and like a choker and like and like maybe some really huge shoes right now.
I'm just so relieved that she didn't kill herself.
I know.
And then they ran away instead. That's like the complete opposite and way better. Ah. We're both crying, if you guys can't tell.
Do you think that was worth $20?
No offense, but
No, it wasn't. Great story and everything, but it was like...
The story is amazing, but no.
No way to the, I think it was worth like $5. Yeah, I got this in a humble bundle, so...
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just want to like... put on weird makeup and watch Empire Records.
Oh my god. Do you know what I used to do all the time? I used to take this baby blue chubby eyeliner pencil and trace it all around my eyes like TLC in the No Scrubs video. Was it No Scrubs? It was one of their videos where they had just like thick colored eyeliner on it. I was like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. But I was like really young, and so my parents were just like, what the fuck are you doing? You don't look like an adult. And I was like, but it's cool!
I saw it on a music video!
Pretty much.
Goddamn MTV. Cats! They think the cats. Did you see that?
No, but that's awesome.
They said cats right there. It said, thanks to our friends and family, and then cats. And then named the cats, but not the friends and family. You're welcome for we played. Thanks. You're welcome. What the fuck? That was crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, the credits aren't like 3 hours long. Thanks to our friends or family, but more importantly, our cats.
Yeah.
For being there for us.
We're going to name our pets friends and family if we have those, whatever they are. I hear other people thank them, so I guess we should.
You know, I don't know what it is that people hated about this game. Was it because they were expecting something else?
I think that if you were going into it with the expectation that you were
gonna play Amnesia,
that you were like solving a ghost story or a murder mystery or something,
you would think that the twist of it being teen lesbians would have been better.
But here's what I think happened. I think that people probably didn't read every single thing, you know what I mean, and missed out on plot points.
Oh yeah, they probably just opened it up and they were like, how do I get to the next thing? And they didn't Yeah, that's true.
Like, they didn't take into account that the point is not, like, tasks that you do. The point is the story and the characters. Interesting thing. So when I was talking to my husband yesterday, I was talking about Life is Strange. And I was just, like, talking about one of the characters. And I was like, oh, yeah, and she's this and she's that. And he was like, I don't understand how that's important. Like, why...
Wow, why don't you get a divorce?
Hold on!
Okay.
Jesus Christ. And I was like, no, because the point of the game, he was assuming that it was like, that the point of the game was like activities and like quests, you know what I mean? That like you run around shooting things and that's the point.
I'm already offended.
And I was like, and I explained to him and I was like, no, because like the games that we play are typically ones that revolve around characters and story and more
But also killing.
Well, some of them.
Yeah.
But, like, how the decisions you make affect, like, what happens to you. It's not like we're playing, like, Killzone or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, if you would play more of The Last of Us with me, then you would maybe potentially see that, but since...
He didn't finish The Last of Us?
No, well, this story for another time, but...
He doesn't have the patience for stealth, right?
No.
I get my boyfriend to play games like he plays Life is Strange. He would play a game like this, but he would play it completely differently from how we would play it.
Yeah.
He'll like appreciate a story, but he'll appreciate the story in a completely different way.
Yeah.
Completely different. He never touched Dana's pregnancy test to begin with. No, but I want like yeah.
Was he just like, I wouldn't go through it in real life, therefore I won't do it in a game?
Yeah, he's much more RP intensive than I am, but in a way that's a lot more boring.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's so into role-playing that it's completely boring. So if he was playing Gone Home, he would
Probably
been like, he wouldn't read anybody's, he would put everything back. And
Close all the cabinets.
He wouldn't read anybody's notes, not because he didn't care, but because he'd be like, that's not my business. So he wouldn't know any of the things that happened. So I liked this game. I did. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked this.
It had a sense of, you know, it was definitely different. And growing up in a, like, I think younger people are like, they get to have all these indie games that are different. And they're like, why can't I just have a straightforward video game? I'm a little older. I'm 26. I grew up with a bunch of video games that were pretty samey. The same, like, big games. That were like, yeah, games could be a little different in terms of it being an RPG or this stuff like that. But I would never have ever been able to experience Gone Home or anything like that when I was younger. People begged for things to be different when I was younger. They were like, everything's the same. Like, we're looking for new innovations. And now that we have all these innovations, we have an entire generation of gamers who are like, why can't I just have a straightforward game? And I'm like, you have
plenty of those, actually.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't think people appreciate the fact that we get to have these games that are experimenting with
what it means to be a game.
What it means to be a game and what you can do with a video game. Because growing up, like, you had all these games that were pretty straightforward and had pretty decent stories, but they never got to really be experimented with because the concept of an indie game was too hard to distribute.
I'm a little bit older than you are, so even farther removed from, like, definitely nothing like that I could remember.
Nothing like this we could have played when we were teenagers or kids or
Not even close.
Even like our early 20s, nothing like this.
I still remember, like, you know, television shows, nobody was gay. Nobody was trans. Like, nobody talked about that stuff. They didn't talk about racism. And I mean, like,
having an interracial date was a big deal.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not even like it's that long ago, but people like younger teenagers forget that this is all like super recent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all completely very recent. And it's like, I grew up being from a different interracial couple, being an interracial person. And it's like, I never had anybody who was like on TV or anything where I was like, I understand what that is, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you never got to see any of that unless it was like a one-off date.
Yeah.
And you get to see these things now, and it's like, that's what normalness is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't the only interracial person I knew. I knew lots of interracial people. Lots of interracial people exist all the time. But you never got to see that on TV or in video games or anything. So it's like people don't, like, you get to have all this now, and people are like, oh, they're cramming it down your throat and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, they're not, though. They're just catching up with what the world is.
Well, and these people have, I
Always
say these people, but you know what I mean? Like, people who are, quote-unquote, different have always existed. Their voices are just starting to be heard more.
Yeah.
It's, when people say, oh, well, that, term wasn't offensive when I was growing up. It's like, it was always offensive.
It's just that they didn't have a voice because they were too afraid to say anything.
People are just finally speaking out and telling you that you're being offensive. Because they have the voice to do it.
10 or 20 years ago, if they said, it hurts me when you say that, they would probably just get the shit beaten out of them. Yeah. And even now that would probably happen. It's just that more people are doing it together to try and work together. So less people will be beat up in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, great game. We went on a tangent.
Yep. Hope you guys enjoyed that.